Alright guys, here we are in the Amped workshop today. We've got the new Riptide 2. We're going to be running through the display settings and how to use the bike. This also applies to the Chubby as well, which operates the same display. So let's get stuck into it and I'll give you the rundown. Alright, so here we are, the Riptide Chubby display new for 2022. So the first thing to note is we have our power button here on the right and our mode button here on the left, and our plus and minus function buttons as well. So we're going to turn the bike on, and straight away the system is calibrating. So here we are, we've got our current speed, we've got our assist level, our motor power assist level, we've got our trip, which if we press the mode button, we can cycle through average speed, max speed, trip, odometer, so odometer being the total amount of Ks the bike has done. Obviously we've got our battery level, elapsed time on, and that's it. So next thing is when we hold the brake, we're going to see this little exclamation icon in this corner here. Basically that means that your electric brake cutouts are active and motor power supply has been stopped. So that's if you ever get to a point where you out of nowhere you lose motor power, you've got no throttle or anything like that, if that icon is active, that means your brakes are still active and is killing any power supply. Okay, so plus and minus is going to increase and decrease our motor level power, pretty straightforward. Holding the plus button is going to turn our front light on. Holding the minus button is going to activate what we call walk mode, and you can see here the bike is going to throttle up to a roughly sort of 6 Ks type of deal, 6-8 Ks, and that's just a little thing that we use to get started on hills and things like that if you can't quite get your legs moving on the pedals. It's also a good little thing to test if you lose pedal assist for some reason. It's good to test that as well to determine any motor faults and things. So our back settings, we are going to hold down the left mode button here, and we can see CR now. So CR means clear trip computer, and that is either no or yes. So we can either change that with the plus and minus here to yes or no. If you want to clear your trip computer, just change that to yes, press your mode on to the next setting. So this is our kilometers miles per hour. We're going to leave that on kilometers. BL backlight brightness, so we can increase and decrease the brightness of the display. Off after 5 minutes, so that means the bike's going to default turn off after 5 minutes of being inactive or unused. Mode again, we now have HD, which is wheel diameter, 26 inch. We're not going to change that for obvious reasons. Changing that is essentially going to cause your speedo to read incorrect. PD is password, so password is 1919. Press the mode to enter, and now we have SL, which is speed limit. Out of the box, this is obviously 25 Ks, so keep in mind that changing that is going to change the legalities of your bike. Anything more than 25 Ks is illegal in Australia and can only be used in private property, so keep that in mind. You can go as high as you want, but at the end of the day the bike is still going to max out at about sort of 38 Ks on throttle, which we don't have a throttle on this bike. For legal reasons, obviously that's an off-road thing as well. Next setting is this one is voltage setting. We're not going to change our system voltage. So CON is controller determined. Don't want to change your system voltage for obvious reasons. P5 or PS is pedal assist setting. Now we can change that from 0 to 3, 0 to 5, or 0 to 9. And essentially, if we change this to 0 to 9, you'll see now, so we're back to the start. So we're just going to hold the mode button to go back to main menu. So you can see now I've changed that to 0 to 9. We now have 9 levels of assist instead of 5. This isn't going to make your bike any faster or slower. It's just going to add more gradual steps in between each pedal assist level, depending on how you prefer it. If you want more gradual steps between 1 and 9 of power, that's going to make each pedal assist level a bit smoother in terms of in speed changes and things like that. So hopefully that all makes sense. If you have any questions, feel free to drop a comment or let us know. Other than that, the only thing else I think I can tell you is you may be wondering why there's a blank plug here. This is your throttle accessory plug. If you choose to add one of those for off-road use, that's what that's there for. Otherwise, everything's pretty standard. Thanks for watching.